Welcome back, everyone. This is Nerd Notify, and today we're talking the For Honor closed beta. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nerd Notify. For Honor is a competitive hack and slash multiplayer game coming out of Ubisoft Montreal on February 14th for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. I gotta say, I was pretty excited to get my hands on this because after all the videos that I'd seen, I was really more curious as to how it would actually play in hand. We'd seen a lot of videos, since E3, a couple years ago. They've been really pushing this pretty heavy, but finally getting a chance to play it, needless to say, I was pretty excited. I want to lead with this. So far, I think I have a bit of a mixed feeling on this game. I'm really enjoying it, and I think the gameplay itself is a ton of fun, but I do see a lot of opportunity for balancing, tweaking, just to make sure that these certain faction heroes don't feel a little too overpowered, and I'll go into that in more detail in a minute. The world of For Honor has been struck by doom and calamity. These warring factions have been fighting for millennia, really just over resources in order to survive. Now, we do not have a story mode that we're actually going to be able to play during this closed beta, which is unfortunate because I love story modes in general. I wanted to really dive into the single player. But that's where I'm hoping to see exactly why this is happening, why we have knights, Vikings, and samurai just going toe-to-toe for no reason at all. The closed beta for For Honor really is to most likely test out their servers to make sure they're holding up, look for any bugs that they may have missed just during their normal play testing, as well as maybe work on balancing issues that could arise from seeing a lot of people jump into the game. Again, there are 3 factions to choose from in For Honor: the Knights, Vikings, and Samurai. Now, in this closed beta, we only get 9 playable heroes to actually kind of tinker with, whereas we are promised a few more during the full release of the game. Out of those 9 heroes, you're going to get mostly all-rounders for each class, what they would call vanguards, and then there's going to be a mix of medium, heavy, and light or assassin-like characters for each one as well. Depending on what type of playstyle you might like, if you're going to be more of a all-around defensive character where you might like the Conqueror for the Knights, or maybe you want to be someone quick and agile like the Orochi for the Samurai, which I loved, that's what's going to determine how you approach and kind of tackle this game. Each has their own benefits and withdrawals, where maybe the Orochi character that I love for the Samurai is going to be great for agile, quick counterattacks, is really not the best at blocking because their meter depletes and you will lose the ability to, say, block an attack that comes at you. But that is what I think makes this game so appealing too, because there is this sense of, how do I take this character who's best for this situation and build a skill level that lets me tackle any situation without any real issue? So I think this game does have a huge chance to really be something special, but at the same time, it is not the easiest to pick up and jump into without a proper tutorial, which this tries to give you, but it's not the best at telling you all the little nuances that they have really for each character. They have little videos that'll show you basics and an advanced video that shows you more of what this character is meant to do, but it really doesn't show you anything. It doesn't teach you anything. So I feel like that's a very, very large missed opportunity, and I hope that's something that's rectified at the full release. At the end of these multiplayer games, you'll have the option to deploy your war assets based off your skill level in that current match. So if you did very well, you get a lot of assets. If you didn't do so hot, well, you don't get so many. And you're going to be able to place those war assets in certain zones and territories to either attack or defend and try to raise your faction level in that zone. And at the end of each season, which are going to run 10 weeks and obviously tends to be the norm now with these multiplayer games, you're going to win some type of reward based off of how your faction did during that 10-week period. I'm not really sure what we're going to get as rewards, if they're going to be purely cosmetic just because you won something. I don't think you should be able to keep getting better equipment, or if that's the way they go, great, but I don't think that's the best thing. I'd rather it be more just cosmetic. That way you have something just to boast how well your faction did versus say a leg up in the next competition where you have some really cool piece of weaponry or armor that's a little OP. Speaking of the multiplayer, let's talk about that a little bit. They give us 3 different modes that we can play during this closed beta: duels, 1v1, brawls, 2v2, and Dominion, which is a 4v4 kind of territory capture mode. Duel and brawl are pretty straightforward. I mean, it is just you fighting off against somebody else. In Brawl's instance, where it's 2v2, you have a partner with you, but there are no special abilities, there's no points to worry about, there's no minions on the battlefield. It is hero versus hero, whoever's skill wins pretty much. But Dominionists where I had the most enjoyment for my playtime during the beta. Not only because it's just a little bit more of an objective-based game mode, but it seemed to really have a larger sense of just war. In this game mode, you've got 3 points that you're trying to capture, an A, B, and a C. A and C are always going to be static points that are just normal capture points. Whereas B really requires you to go down there, clear out the minions that are with the opposing army so that yours can push and control this point. So, of course, that leads to a ton of just massive battles really in this small area, where you may have all 4, or maybe you're by yourself clearing out minions and then 3 guys rush you. So it really can get intense or kind of crappy depending on the team or the gameplay. I really feel they had a missed opportunity here with the game modes that we could play. I hope that we'll get this in the full release, but I really wanted a free-for-all type game mode where you had to play one of each faction, considering that's their marketing for this game, is that you always have a Viking, a knight, and a samurai just kind of going toe-to-toe, duking it out. We don't get a chance to play anything quite like that in this beta, and I really would have enjoyed something close to that. Also, at the end of these multiplayer modes, aside from deploying your war assets, you'll get some type of reward, whether it's a armor piece or some new weapon mod or something like that. And these little pieces actually do affect the meta of the game pretty heavily. These new equipment pieces have a lot of influence on how you want to play your character. Some boost attack, some boost defense, some boost this revenge mode if you're getting jumped by other enemies that helps you regain maybe health, or really makes you a lot harder to kill, or makes your attack a lot more devastating. This is what's really going to affect the main Dominion game type, I feel. So along with those equipment pieces you get from the end of these multiplayer matches, you can go in and really do some nice customization. You could change your gender class. You can have different color schemes for attacking, defending, or neutral. You can have different pieces be different, whatever. I mean, they really give you that full range of customization. Think kind of like Halo in terms of like each shoulder could be something different, the chest could be something different, the legs could be something different. It's pretty cool. Guys, there really is a lot to this game, a lot more than I really anticipated there would be. So I'm super excited. I can't wait for the full game to come out. I do believe I'm still going to pick it up, but it may be a little bit in the back of my list. There's a few games coming out that I'm a bit more excited for, I think, at least at the moment. That being said, I do still think I'm going to get it. Again, this game is going to release on February 14th, so Valentine's Day for those of you who are going to be picking this up. Again, I may not get it right on that day. We'll see. It just depends. But I am looking forward to it. What did you all think? Were you able to get into the closed beta? And if you did you enjoy it? Drop me a line down below and let's talk about it. I'm always curious to see what people think. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to follow me on social media, of course you can. The links are going to be in the description. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Drop me a line, holler at me. I'm a nice guy. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate it. As always, you guys rock and you are awesome. If you can give me a like and hit that subscribe button, I'd be very grateful. And I will catch you guys next time. You've just been notified. Peace.